The official surgical report that just came out is leaving Lindsey's fans shocked. Lindsey Vonn, the greatest downhill skier of all time, is in the intensive care unit following a multi-hour emergency operation on her left leg. Foncello Hospital, one of the best orthopedic trauma centers in northern Italy, just released their medical bulletin, and what surgeons found is way worse than expected. They worked through the night, and here is what they discovered: a new fracture in her left leg. Not just the ACL tear that was already known about, not just ligament damage, a fracture that happened the second her knee gave out on that course yesterday. The GOAT of alpine skiing is lying in an intensive care unit bed less than 24 hours after what might be her final Olympic run. And questions are exploding online. Former athletes and medical experts are all asking, should a 41-year-old athlete with a torn ACL and a titanium rebuilt knee have ever been cleared to race at Olympic speed? But to understand why this surgery was inevitable, we need to go back 24 hours to the moment it all went wrong. Lindsey Vonn is at the starting gate for the women's downhill final. She has 82 World Cup wins and 3 Olympic medals. She's won everything there is to win, but she also has a titanium knee that has been rebuilt several times, and a torn ACL from just 10 days earlier. She is 41 years old, the oldest female downhill racer in Olympic history. She is about to throw herself down one of the most dangerous mountains in the world. But this is Lindsey Vonn, the woman who has come back from injuries that would have ended anyone else's career. 5 times over, she launches out of the gate at 90 kilometers per hour, then faster. The course is brutal. Her left knee is being held together by muscle and willpower. 13 seconds in, disaster strikes. Gate 4. Her left ski catches the edge of the gate panel. The ski wobbles, her knee buckles, her body twists, her leg collapses, and she goes down hard. The crowd gasps. Cameras zoom in. You can see her knee give out. You can see the pain hit her face. She crashes into the safety netting and slides down in a heap. The stretcher arrives immediately. Medical staff sprint down the mountain. Within hours, she was in surgery, and what doctors found confirmed the worst fears. The surgical team at Foncello knew this was serious. The hospital bulletin reveals surgeons discovered a new fracture in her left leg that occurred at the moment of impact. It was severe enough that it required immediate surgical stabilization. The operation lasted for hours. The orthopedic team worked through the night using plates and screws to reconstruct a leg that has already been through years of surgical repairs. When they finished, they placed Lindsey Vonn in the intensive care unit. According to the hospital, this intensive care unit placement is mainly for privacy and close monitoring, rather than because she was critical. The US ski and snowboard team issued a statement. Here's what's emerging since the crash. Here's the controversies building about how she ended up in that intensive care unit bed. We all know Lindsey raced with a completely torn ACL, even though it is one of the knee's most critical stabilizers. Without it, the joint becomes unstable and cannot handle sudden impacts. At Olympic downhill speeds, medical experts call that incredibly dangerous. The controversy is erupting. Sports commentators are questioning the clearance process. Former athletes are debating whether she should have been allowed to race. The discussion is raising serious questions about athlete safety and responsibility. Some are asking if this was courage or recklessness. Others are questioning whether Olympic pressure, sponsor expectations, or the massive comeback narrative played a role in the clearance. Here's the part that makes this even worse. That fracture did not happen when she hit the netting. It happened the instant her knee gave out at gate 4. The bone broke before she even crashed. She was sliding down that mountain on a fractured leg. Think about that for a second. Her teammate Breezy Johnson won gold that day. Can you imagine standing on an Olympic podium while your friend is being rushed to the hospital? Athletes and coaches at the venue were visibly shaken, watching a legend crash at what might be her final race. The question everyone keeps asking, who cleared Lindsey Vonn to race? And what does accountability look like? The questions are piling up. Who was responsible for the medical clearance? Was it team doctors, US ski and snowboard medical staff, an independent board, or was Vonn making the call against medical advice? The skiing world wants answers, and here's what makes this complicated. A 41-year-old legend coming back for one final Olympic shot. That was one of the biggest storylines of these games. Inspiring, emotional, incredible television. But at what cost? Who benefits when an injured athlete takes that risk? And when it goes wrong, when an athlete ends up in the ICU with a fractured leg, who is responsible? How do clearance protocols work? What about sponsor pressure, Olympic expectations, or an athlete's drive that overrides medical caution? Any investigation will take weeks, maybe months. But there is one question we can address now. What does this mean for Lindsey Vonn's future? She is stable and recovering, and knowing her track record, she is already thinking about what is next. This is the woman who has come back from everything. But here is the reality. She is 41 years old. She has a fractured leg that just required major surgery, a completely torn ACL, a titanium knee rebuilt over and over. Her body has been through hell. The chances of another comeback? History tells us to never count her out, but bodies have limits. The question is not whether she can come back. It is whether she should. Can her body handle another surgery, another year of rehab? And would anyone even clear her to race again? There is something to be said for knowing when to walk away, for ending a legendary career on your terms, not on a stretcher. But that is her decision to make, and the world will be watching every move she makes. Is this the final chapter for the GOAT? Or will Lindsey Vonn prove the doubters wrong one more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe for more Olympic updates.